How can you create an encrypted home directory? Hello, welcome to the lab where we'll be working with Ubuntu 22.04 to set up an encrypted home directory. Now, this protects user data at rest, meaning even if someone pulls out the hard drive off or out of the system or machine, they can't be able to read files that are present in the hard drive without the decryption key. Now, Linux supports home directory encryption through eCryptfs, which is a stacked file system that transparently encrypts and decrypts files as they are accessed. When a user logs in, the encrypted directory is mounted and decrypted automatically. When they log out, the data goes back to being unreadable ciphertext on the disk. This is different from normal full disk encryption and the rest, which is now based for files that are related to a particular user on a system. Now, we'll move straight into our lab. We will first of all begin by installing encrypt utilities, which we're going to be making use of to create our encrypted home directory. Encrypt utils. Okay. Once this is downloaded, we'll go ahead to create a user account for a particular user, let's say Cleopatra, with an encrypted home directory using the encrypt home flag. Okay, this is almost done, and this is done. Let's go straight into creating our user Cleopatra, or let's just say Cleo. Sudo add user encrypts. We make use of the utility, the encrypt home flag, in order to encrypt home to create the directory. We have Clio. Now we have to set a password for Clio. Great, let's say Cleopatra, the full name. These other details, we can just ignore them for now. So our user Clio has been created. Now let us check the various files that are present in our home directory, or the various users files that are present in our home directory. So here we see that Clio's home directory has been created. We can see this at the top. Clio is at the top. Yeah, we see this. It may look like a normal home directory on the outside, but the contents of this directory has been encrypted. Now we will go ahead to mount the passphrase. Now we'll use eCrypt's unwrap passphrase command, which reveals the mount passphrase which user should be able to record somewhere, and it's needed for recovery. That if the user's password is ever reset, because you will need to mount that passphrase which will be used to decrypt the file directory. Now we'll go ahead to mount the passphrase. So we'll switch to Clio's account. Now once we're in, we'll go ahead to mount the passphrase using the command we mentioned earlier, encrypt, unwrap, passphrase. Now we have to store this value somewhere so we can be able to retrieve or have access to the files in CLIO's directory if ever the password is reset, because this passphrase that is here, this hash or this series of numbers, is what can be used to retrieve the contents of CLIO's directory in case the password is changed and it cannot be retrieved. Encrypted home directories add a very strong layer of protection for user data when it's at rest. Now this is especially important on shared systems or laptops or any machine where physical access isn't fully controlled. Remember, the encryption is only as strong as the passphrase and the key management around it. That is, your password itself is supposed to be strong so that the passphrase that's being produced is strong enough and cannot be determined by an attacker or someone. So in a case where you have several users on using a particular PC, having different directories on that PC or system, you can use this encrypted home directory method in order to make sure that everybody's files are protected and can only be decrypted once the person logs in with their credentials.